There's a difference between the people who are proving potential value and using that potential value. And if you want to be a prover, go prove. I think that's awesome. The future is coming, and it's coming fast. You might be trying to guess what the future looks like, and I'm here to tell you, it's a waste of time to do that. I spend a lot of my time looking into trends, guessing on what's next, and trying to predict the future. And what I've learned is you can't. It's impossible to know what's coming next. So why is that? And what can we as developers do about it? Let's talk about it. You might have seen the video I put out a couple weeks ago about bleeding edge technologies and how I'm trying to push a different way of thinking about bleeding edge. I don't like the idea of bleeding edge being used as a blanket term for anything new, because then it kind of loses its value. I want to think a lot about what technologies will be here next year. While that is kind of predicting the future to say, I think React's still going to be used in 5 years, it's not really a prediction so much as an expectation. It's an expectation that the way things are now will maintain for some amount of the market for some amount of time. I feel like that was missed in the video because I put Svelte in the thumbnail. And I understand I didn't make it clear enough why I was referencing Svelte and Solid. It's to point out a fundamental difference here in that those things might not be here the same way in a few years. And when you're betting on a technology, it's important to understand why you're making that bet. If you're really excited about something like Svelte or Solid, and you're confident that you yourself can push incredible things with it and for it, do it. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying that we need to stop pretending we know what the future is going to be. I like to call this the Dino problem, because if y'all remember when Dino first dropped, we all got endless messages and tweets and posts everywhere like, should I stop learning Node and learn Dino instead? Is Dino going to destroy Node? Is all of my knowledge about Node useless now? Utter panic and turmoil because people just fundamentally didn't understand that a new technology doesn't mean the old one dies. In fact, sometimes the new technology doesn't succeed either. On top of that, I think we overrate the value of being first. It's not that valuable to be early to something. I can give the example here of YouTube. All of the 100 top creators back when YouTube started are irrelevant today. Because when they learned YouTube, YouTube worked and behaved a fundamentally different way. For YouTube to succeed and grow, they had to change how YouTube itself worked, but the creators who learned the old YouTube never caught up. And that jarring difference between an OG creator and a new era creator is because the new era creators moved with the platform. And when you get started too early, it's harder to do that. Some of the earliest Svelte users hate SvelteKit because they got on too early and through all of the thrash and changes, got tired and gave up. I've never seen a case where being early to something was worth the risk, personally. If you're really into the thing and you want to take that risk, absolutely do it. I think we can agree I'm pretty good at React. I'm considered a source of information about the framework. I wrote my first line of React code in 2018. I was late as hell. I started right around when hooks were beginning to happen. And that's okay, because I got to be there for these big changes. Hell, Next.js I only got into at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. I'm very late to a lot of these things. And that's okay, because it means I am betting in a fundamentally different way. I'm not betting on a thing becoming the big thing. I'm betting on a thing staying where it is and maybe continuing to grow once I've seen the value proven out. There's a difference between the people who are proving potential value and using that potential value. And if you want to be a prover, go prove shit. I think that's awesome. I think we need to stop with the FOMO in tech. People are so scared they're going to miss out on the next wave. You're not. It's totally okay. It's even good to be late to things because the resources and education materials will be there. The chaos around API changes will be figured out. The experience you will have going to something late is better than the experience you have being there early by a lot. And you're not giving up a huge advantage either. I think we all romanticize the idea of being the first to a technology, then it blows up, and now you're the expert. But guess what? You can be the expert later too. It's actually going to be easier to become the expert once the dust settles a bit. So I sincerely hope this video is taken a little bit better than the last time I talked about this, because my message was not clear. I'll take the L on that one. But I need y'all to understand that predicting the future is a waste of time. Don't predict, build. And go build awesome shit. And use whatever you want to do it. But stop pretending that your tech choice today is going to make you a better engineer tomorrow, when tomorrow you could just pick it up then. Thank you guys as always. I really appreciate it. If you want to watch the video that inspired this one that everybody hated, I'll pin that in the corner here. Thank you as always. Peace, nerds.